Man, get up here in the Zoloft to get your head right.
What's up, Sinner? Welcome to the Zoloft. Now, I'd like to share an observation with y'all about Peter. Was Peter a big talking chicken, talking all big and bad about how he was willing to follow Jesus all the way to the death? Did Peter really mean it when he said he was willing to die with the Jesus? Yes, he did mean it. Well, if he meant it so, why did he abandon Jesus when they came to arrest him? And didn't Jesus say that he would anyway? Where was all that big and bad huffy puffy Peter talk? I dig, but this is why Peter meant it when he said he was willing to die with Jesus. Because Peter thought that Jesus was leading them into a war. Peter was most likely the most willing to die, but he thought that he was going to die fighting. He didn't really know or understand that laying down his life was how it was going to go down. He didn't know he was going to be slaughtered like that. And Jesus like, yeah, I told you that. Did you listen to me? But dying fighting, sure, anybody can relate to that. But bear in mind, y'all, Jesus was winning all the battles that other rulers couldn't win. You know, those battles that plague us that we really want to win? The battle of disease. Jesus was putting an end to disease. He was putting an end to hunger. He was healing blindness. He was healing deafness, mental disease. He was winning the battles that the rulers couldn't. And the ultimate battle for Jesus to win was against death itself. No other ruler could do that. But Jesus had to meet death to beat death. And he had to be executed in a very public way, so there would be witnesses, no obscurities. Jesus dying in battle is too messy. One could always try to say that Jesus never died in battle. No. The big shock was that they watched Jesus get led away. The man that they knew had the power to make the earth implode if he were to just merely clench his teeth in anger. Peter didn't understand how someone could be so powerful, yet put up no fight. Peter didn't understand that Jesus had to be clearly seen being executed before witnesses. They clearly saw him killed, so they could clearly see who returned from the dead. Now, this doesn't make Jesus some hippie who would rather die than to go into battle. His angels aren't just his agents or his messengers. They're his military. And the followers of Jesus were behind him, armed and ready for battle. Jesus went to his death fully fortified to win that war. And Peter knew it. Jesus has legions of angels and a wrecking crew of fed up Jews ready to get some get back. They traveled ready to fight and armed. So let's not assume that Jesus would be like some advocate for gun control. Because Jesus didn't command them saying, "Ye children, violence is not the answer. Leave your weapons at home and instead bring flowers." Peter was a warrior, skilled with the sword. He wasn't some clumsy coward who whipped out his blade and accidentally cut off somebody's ear saying, "No, you're not gonna take my Jesus." With Jesus saying, "Peter, you clumsy oaf, put that thing down." Hey, do you know the precision it takes to draw your sword and cut off somebody's ear? Think about it. The Japanese have a form of martial arts called Aido, or the way of sword drawing. Meaning by them just pulling their sword from the scabbard means their opponent is gonna lose a limb or their life. John 18:10, then Peter drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Peter drew his sword in the presence of members of the most ready military on earth, accompanying the Sanhedrin. And even they couldn't react fast enough to stop the swiftness of Peter drawing his sword and cutting off the ear of Malchus. Hey, and it ain't like Jesus didn't know that Peter was gonna do it. And he let Peter do it to make some significant points. He didn't tell Peter to drop his sword. He told him to put it away because Jesus doesn't believe in people being defenseless. 2, Jesus wanted his arresters to know that this was a battle his enemies would lose in the worst way. Peter represented the speed, the precision, and the fierceness the opposition was about to face. And when Jesus healed the ear of Malchus, he not only showed his mercy, but he also showed that he was God. And this was a battle that they could not win. But remember, Jesus had to meet death to beat death. And it had to be witnessed in clear view so the witnesses could testify to it. Peter didn't know that was the deal. He was ready to die, but die fighting. He saw that he wouldn't die fighting, and he ran. Jesus told him that those who live by the sword will die by the sword. He didn't tell him that because he was speaking against being armed. He didn't tell him that to discourage him from being a warrior. But I offer that he told him that for reasons like this. Peter, you're looking for a fight, dude. Wrong attitude. Your skill and weapons are for defense. You drew your sword with the wrong motivation that's rooted in murder. On top of that rebuke is because if Peter really understood that Jesus is God, he would understand that he wouldn't have to draw his sword. But Peter so badly wanted to fight that even standing next to God, who could level all of his enemies like it ain't no thing, Peter still wanted him a knife fight. And Jesus was like, wrong attitude, my dude. Look here, baby. Have you not realized yet who I am? Has it not registered with you that I am the descendant of David? And didn't David win that battle against the Philistines by himself by going upside the head of Goliath? Well, in like manner, I'm going to win this war by myself. No one else could go against Goliath but David, and nobody else can go against death but me. So there you go, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed my observations on Peter, and thanks again for visiting me in the Zoloft. Please share this video with friends, family, or people who get on your nerves. And if you dig our sessions and want to support those refills, please visit me on my website, AlfonZoRachel.com. I don't think you can overdose in the Zoloft, and I don't think I can overdose on your generous contributions. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time. God bless you. No, you're not gonna take my Jesus.